Hi guys, this is the continuation of the matrices lesson. Now this is 19th question from exercise 3.2. So the question is, a trust fund has 30,000 that must be invested in two different types of bonds. The first bond pays 5% interest per year and the second bond pays 7% interest per year. Using matrix multiplication, determine how to divide 30,000 among the two types of bonds. If the trust fund must obtain an annual total interest of option first one is 1800 and the second one is 2000, so we need to calculate for both 1 and b. So first, what is given is the total investment is rupees 30,000 and there are two types of bonds. Bond 1 and bond 2. So these are the steps in which you need to solve the sum, so just note it down as I write. And the next what they are given is, we will turn to the next page. Now as I told you, there are two types of bond, so I assume rupees x is invested in bond 1. Rupees x is invested in bond 1, and by the question the total investment is 30,000, therefore rupees 30,000 minus x is invested in bond 2. I repeat it, I have assumed that rupees x has been invested in bond 1. So in bond 2, obviously 30,000 as the total investment minus x will be invested in bond 2. Now with this we can form the matrix. Let's we assume the matrix to be A. So it will be x and 30,000 minus x. So this is the first matrix. Now the matrix, okay, this A matrix actually determines or denotes the amount invested in bond 1 and bond 2. I assume this A matrix to be the amount invested in bond 1 and bond 2. Similarly, now consider another matrix B. Now this matrix or this alphabet B denotes the matrix which the rate of interest of type 1 bond and type 2 bond respectively. I repeat it, this represents the rate of interest. This matrix represents or denotes the rate of interest of type 1 bond and type 2 bond, right? So by the question we know that type 1 bond has a rate of interest 5% and the type 2 bond or the second bond pays 7% interest, right? So this can be further written as 5% in 5 by 100, so we get 0.05. 7% obviously 0.07. So this is the B matrix. Again, this is matrix C. This denotes the total annual interest of type 1 and type 2 bond. Total annual interest of type 1 and 2 bonds. So the A matrix denotes the amount invested in type 1 bond and type 2 bond respectively. The B matrix denotes the rate of interest in type 1 bond and type 2 bond respectively. Now the matrix C represents the total annual interest of type 1 and type 2 bond. Now we are going to do the multiplication, that is matrix multiplication. We get C equal to AB. So we saw what the value of A is, nothing but X, and 30,000 minus X into 5, 7 is what the B matrix. Upon simplifying this, what we will get, this will be 5%, 7%. So as I told you before, 5% is denoted as 0.05, 7% is denoted as 0.07. So multiplying this, we get 2100 minus 0.02x. So this is the total annual interest of type 1 and type 2 bond. Now in the question, they have given two subdivisions. Subdivision A is 1800 and subdivision B is 2000. Now if first we will just solve the subdivision A, that is 1800. This is nothing but, if the trust fund that is given in the question, the trust fund must obtain an annual interest of rupees 1800, that is when the C value is 1800, what is the value of X is what the question is. So the question, they just gave the value of C to be 1800 in the first subdivision. With this, substitute the value of C in the previous equation which we saw to obtain the value of X from that equation. So therefore that will be 2100 minus 0.02x, that is 1800 is equal to 2100 minus 0.02x. Again simplifying this, 0.02x will be equal to 2100 minus 1800. So x will be equal to, upon simplifying, 15,000. We found the first subdivision value X, though that this is the amount invested in the type 1 bond. Now similarly, as we told before, in the first line of the question, the amount invested in type 1 bond will be X, that will be 15,000, and the amount invested in type 2 bond will be 30,000 minus the type 1 bond investment amount, that is X. So we found the value of X to be 15,000. Therefore the amount invested in bond 1 will be 15,000. The amount invested in bond 2 will be 30,000 minus 15,000. We again get 15,000. So this is what they have asked in the question. We need to find the total amount invested in type 1 and type 2 bond, that is 15,000 in each. So this is the 19th question. Now there's a second subdivision. If the trust must obtain an annual total interest of 2000, so again the entire same step, but we need to assume the C value to be, or we need to take the C value to be 2000. Again substituting in the previous equation which we saw before, 2000 equal to 2100 minus 0.2, oh sorry, 0.02x. So upon simplifying this, we get the value of X to be 5,000. So again, by subtracting this with 30,000 minus 5,000, we get 25,000. So 5,000 and this 5,000 and this 25,000 are the amount invested in type 1 bond and type 2 bond. This is for type 1 and this is for type 2 bond respectively. So this is the solution for 19th question. Now we will see the 20th question. The bookshop of a particular school has 10 dozen chemistry books, 8 dozen physics books, 10 dozen economics books. Their selling prices are 80, 60 and 40 each respectively. Find the total amount of the bookshop will receive from selling all the books using matrix algebra. So we need to first represent this given in a matrix set. Assume the matrix to be A. So the amount of books sold will be the matrix A. That is, A denotes the amount of books sold, right? So first we are taking chemistry book into the context. So it is 10 dozen, then 8 dozen, then 10 dozen of economics books. Now that is 120. That is 10 dozen means 120 books. Similarly 96 books, again 120 books that is being sold. That is 120 chemistry books, 96 physics books and 120 economics books is being sold. So that denotes the matrix A. Similarly, assume matrix B to be, assume matrix B to be the selling price of the books that is sold. That is chemistry books, physics books and economics books. That will be 80, 60 and 40. So they are asking us find the total amount that the bookshop will receive from selling all the books using matrix algebra. So by this question matrix we can just generally tell that C equal to AB. The C denotes the total amount that the bookshop will receive from selling all the books, right? So upon multiplying this two, that is 120, 96 and again 120 into 80, 60 and 40. This is a 1 cross 3 matrix and a 3 cross 1 matrix multiplication. So upon multiplying that, we get 120 into 80 is 9000. 96 into 60 will be 5760 plus 120 into 40 will be 4800. So on the whole, upon summing up this, we get 20,160. So the total amount received by the bookshop seller will be 20,160. So general multiplication of the matrix is what we have to do here. Just the understanding the question that is given is much more important in this 20th question of this exercise. Now the 21st question. The restriction, okay, before that, assume x, y, z, w and p are matrices of order 2 cross n, 3 cross k, 2 cross p, n cross 3 and p cross k respectively. Choose the correct answer in exercise 21 and 22. Right. The restriction on n comma k and p so that py plus wy will be defined are. So they are asking us to, okay, fine. Now py is defined when k equal to 3, that is p cross 3. I just repeat it. We'll just take the first one as a consideration. Now p cross k. When k equal to 3, it becomes p cross 3. Similarly, when p equal to n, I am just assuming this first option, p cross k equal to p into 3. and they have given that P is equal to N. So it becomes N cross 3. Now Py plus Wy will be what? When K equal to 3 and P equal to N. When K equal to 3 and P equal to N, it becomes Py plus Wy. So therefore my assumption is right. So the value is K equal to 3 and P equal to N. This is what the answer, that is option A. Similarly, the 22nd question, if N equal to P, then the order of the matrix 7x minus 5z is what? They are asking that. So when N equal to P, when N equal to P, the order of the matrix 7x minus 5z is what? It will be again 2 cross N or 2 cross P. Right? Again these both are same because N equal to P. So the option is B, 2 cross N. Because 7x of 2 cross N will be equal to 5, minus 5 z 2 cross P. So 2 cross N or 2 cross P, B equal to 2 cross N. Right? We can just check it in the option. They have given P cross 2. We got 2 cross P is equal to 2 cross N. So I derived the answer to be 2 cross N. But we also have A equal to P cross 2. Why P cross 2 cannot be the answer? Because 2 cross P is there. Because P cross 2 is nothing but this is row, this is column. But 2 cross P here, this is row, this is column. The entire matrix changes. Therefore, 2 cross P will be the answer and P cross 2 will not be the answer. Hence, the option is B. 2 cross N. Same way, in the option, they haven't given 2 cross P, right? Therefore, we are taking 2 cross N. If so, they haven't given 2 cross N and they have given 2 cross P, that will be the answer because 2 cross N is equal to 2 cross P is what we proved here. Therefore, they have given 2 cross N in the option. It is the answer. If they haven't given 2 cross N, instead they have given 2 cross P. So 2 cross P will have our solution because N equal to P, that is well defined in the question, right? So kindly watch this video again, and the next class, on the next video, we will just see the transpose of a matrix and the upcoming exercise of that. Thank you.